Damn. Out here working out like I'm a real boxer, like I'm a real professional boxer. Jogging in the cold, what have you. Damn. Like I'm a motherfucking pro fighter that grew up in Russia or some shit. No, it's all good though. We stay sharp. We stay shizard. Yeah, it's all good. Nah, but what I was saying is, yeah, when it comes to this boxing shit, it's like a lot of people talk shit, right? You know what I mean? The internet, it goes down on the internet. Thing that is weird to me is it's like people don't really know what they're talking about or what they're looking for. It's just, oh, I don't like this guy, so I'm gonna criticize this guy. I like this guy, so I'm not gonna criticize this guy. That's pretty much what it is and shit. It don't really be about nothing. You know what I mean? There's so many examples I can give. We'd probably be here for like 3 hours if I were to do that. I don't really want to do all that, just keeping it real. But it's annoying. And if you truly fuck with the sport, you're not like a weird fan, you're like a real fan, you might speak on it and shit. That's how I be getting caught up. But it's like the more and more it's becoming to me, it's like people don't like winners, especially black winners. Let's just keep it real. Because it's like people, fighters that fight with a style where you're winning, people criticize that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like winning fighting styles get criticized. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, you got guys winning championships fighting like that, winning big fights fighting like that, and people criticize that. Because a lot of these fans, they're saying they want to see guys get in the ring, walk up on a guy with no strategy and just start throwing punches and try to win a fight fighting like that. That's what some people are saying they want to see. They don't want to see no movement. They don't want to see no jab. They don't want to see no counter. They don't want to see no defense. They don't want to see no slip and move. They don't want to see them make a guy get hit and punished. They don't want to see none of that shit. They just want to see guys get in the ring and just stand there and throw punches at each other. That's what a lot of fans are saying they want to see. Then they're saying that fighters got to entertain the fans. But the fighters is the one that's in the ring fighting. The fighter's main objective is to win the fight. You dig? You're going to be entertained or you're not going to be entertained if you're a fan. And then if you really like boxing, you're going to watch regardless, so it don't even matter. That's why if you're a fighter like Shakur Stevenson, why would you even care about entertaining the fans? Because one, they're only watching your fight to see you lose. That's the only reason why they're watching your fight. They're watching the T.O. fight this weekend in the hopes that you lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why entertain fans that will come at you like that? It don't even make sense. It's the only reason why they're watching that fight. Same with a lot of these fighters. They just want to see you lose. You know what I mean? Because you know what's going to happen. You win, they're going to come with excuses. That's just what it is. But your main objective is, if you're the fighter, is to win. And if fighting in a so-called boring way is going to allow you to win and take the belt, why would you not do it? People criticize that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't respect that, because it's like you're basically talking down on people that are winners. Like, we just saw Devin Haney win 3 different belts in 3 different weight classes fighting so-called boring. He's a so-called boring fighter, what they say. But we just saw this man win multiple titles in multiple weight classes. Like shit that you can get put in the Hall of Fame for. We just witnessed him do that with a so-called boring fighting style. Then you got fighters that just want to brawl. They're not champions. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't like... So, but I think that people just don't like winners, especially when it's a certain person that's winning. So because of that, they talk down on it. That's what I think. I don't think it's legitimate where it's like you really feel that way. You just don't want to see this person win. So because of that, you're up here saying all this bullshit. And I believe that's what it is. You know, because like I said, if I'm in the ring fighting you and I can move, but you can't, the only thing you can do is stand there and throw punches. I can do more than that. I'm more versatile than you. Why would I not use my versatility to beat you and then just take your belt and be the champion? Because let's be real. If you really want to prove your greatness, you better win these fights. You want to prove your greatness? Win these fights. Where I'm from, winners get celebrated. Losers get told to try again. You dig? That's how it works. But these guys on the internet, man, they got a different idea how that shit works. You know? For real. You a basic fighter. You ain't gonna do shit but just walk towards me and throw punches. You don't do nothing else. I can do more than you. Why would I not use my arsenal to beat you? But when you do that, they're going to say you're a boring fighter. You're boring. You didn't entertain the fans. Like the fans really give a fuck. Because let's say you go in there and do what the fans want you to do. You get knocked out or you take more damage than you should or you lose the fight. The fans are just going to turn on you and start talking shit about you. They do it to everybody that lose. You saw what happened to Tio when he lost to Kambosos. Y'all remember when he lost to Kambosos? They were talking shit about him. The takeover flops and all that negative shit. It was all bad for him. You know, the same people that were like so-called cheering for him did that to him. And that's how that shit worked. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you might as well just fight in a way where you can win. It's, as opposed to not fighting like that, risk losing, where you can just play it smart and just go ahead and win this fight and keep the shit moving. Because again, at the end of the day, if you really want to prove your greatness, you better win these fights. You better win this fight. If you got to beat this nigga in the 12-round decision because you outpointed him or outlanded him, do that shit. If you get a knockout, do that shit. But win this fight. And a lot of people don't be respecting that. They get on here and they talk down on that. You know? And as a boxing fan, it's hard to respect that shit. Because y'all ain't respecting the game. And then, like I said, most of y'all criticism don't even be real. Y'all just pick and choose. You don't like this fighter, so because of that, you just talk down on him. You like this fighter, so you'll excuse shit. That's all. You saw how they did Andre Ward. You don't like Andre Ward, so you're saying his resume is trash. You like Triple G, but you're not going to say his resume is trash, even though Andre Ward's resume is much better. So, you know, people, you know, they don't be like, they just get on here and say whatever. It's pick and choose. Don't nobody really got smoke like that. It's all capping. It's just like that whole shit old Dave got to go through. Canelo fans view him as an op because he's a Canelo op. So because of that reason, they talk shit about him. But it's like, it's not legit. You know, people just hate winners. That's how this boxing shit work. You know? Now, when I say this, I'm not saying I don't like knockouts and shit like that. Now, I love Mike Tyson, you know, all the great knockout fighters. So I'm not saying I don't like that type of shit. What I'm saying is, if I'm in a fight and I'm fighting a guy and he won't let me knock him out or I can't knock him out, then it would be a great idea to outbox the guy, land more shots than him, and just win the fight that way. And people criticize that. They say you're boring when you do that. You know, and it's frustrating to hear shit like that because it's like, my response to them is, do y'all understand how boxing actually works or are y'all just on bullshit? Then you hear them explain themselves. Nonetheless, they're saying some bullshit. So it's like, it's hard to respect these guys, man. That's why I'm always clashing with these dudes, because it's like, you hear this stupid shit, can't really fuck with that, bro. What's good, Brian Turner? What's good, bro? Salute, Solidus. What's good, Hamed? Appreciate y'all. Now we talking about this boxing shit again. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's you know, people criticize fighters that win, and I just don't feel that shit. You know, it is not boring to outbox somebody. You know, it is not boring to make somebody miss and then you punish them. That's not boring. But you know how I go, man. These YTBC guys, man, these guys are lunatics, bro. These are some terrible people, man. Straight up. You said nothing against IBFP, but another Crawford live stream. Canelo fans mad. Say, bro, you ever watch them clown ass niggas on Pop the Balloon letting these lame ass Keishas roast them? Nah, I've never actually watched one, but I know what you're talking about. And somebody that is close to that, the people that put that together, they told me, I know somebody that's close to the people that put those on, and they told me that that shit be scripted. So it's like, it's not for real, for real. You dig? But I don't watch that though. But I saw some, like, you know, the little YouTube shorts, you click on them, should be like 20 seconds long. I saw some funny shit on there. Like some hood rat bitch was talking crazy and shit like that. So I've seen stuff like that. But as far as like watching it, nah. But like I said, I know somebody that's that knows about how that works. They said that should be scripted. So it is what it is. And you said IBFP made another Crawford stream. I didn't see nothing. I'm not aware that he made another Crawford video, but since you said that, I'm gonna go off what you said. You know, it is what it is. Like you know, you gotta understand. He that's his audience is Canelo supporters that want to just hate on people. So I already exposed him on that. You know, that's how he gets his engagements. Either dick riding Canelo or talk down on fighters that are either black or beat Canelo. Crawford happens to be both. So it is what it is. And we all know that. That's how he gets his engagement. You know, because you know, I mean, you ain't black, but I know you know what time it is. Don't know real niggas listen to him. It's all clowns and weirdos that are Canelo fans. That's his fan base. Real niggas don't listen to that shit. You know? But I didn't see no thumbnail or nothing that he did that. You dig? So I'm just going off what you said. But yeah, that's how it works, bro. He has to feed his bullshit ass audience with that bullshit. Yeah. But yeah, back to what I was saying. But yeah, people hate on fighters that win, and it's like people hate winners. And that's why this boxing shit kind of trash, bro. People hate winners. You know? You go in there and outbox a guy, they say you're being boring. It's like, I don't agree with that shit, bro. It's boxing, bro. You ain't gonna knock everybody out. It takes a special fighter to be able to knock everybody out. You know what I mean? Everybody can't do that shit. But you don't have to knock somebody out to win. Knockouts are kind of like a bonus when you think about it. You know, you train for 12 rounds. We're talking about pro fighting, pro boxing at the highest level, the elite of the elite. We're not talking about amateur niggas or niggas that fight at them gyms, that scrimmage shit. Pro fighting at the highest level. You train for 12 rounds. That's how that shit work. But like I said, a lot of these fans are weirdos. They get on here and be like, oh, he didn't knock him out, he's trash or whatever. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's not respectable because it's like, if you knew how boxing worked, you wouldn't be saying no shit like that. Crawford beating Canelo, especially as thoroughly as he did, to me, kind of proves a lot about people's point about Canelo. That's a fact. Because for years, I've been saying the same shit about Canelo. Make no mistake, he's good, he's great. We're not saying he's not, but he's not like the highest level of great, like a Roy Jones or a Mayweather, Sugar Ray Robinson, Ali, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard. He's not on those guys' level. But now you can put Terrence Crawford on that level. Like, Canelo was not on that level. You know what I'm saying? He's just not. And I've been saying that for years. Exactly. He's great, but he's not elite. That's a fact. That's a fact. Anybody who didn't know that is not understanding how boxing works or not paying attention. You're just in love with Canelo because you're a fellow Mexican and you're riding for your people, but you're not paying attention to what actually goes on in the ring. Because if you were, you would have knew he's great, but he's not elite. That's a fact. And that's been exposed multiple times. That's why when Joe Calzaghe came out and said Canelo, he has a hard time putting Canelo as an all-time great because he lost every big fight, there's validity to that. It's hard to argue that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to argue that because that is true. He did lose all his when he fought the best of the best. He didn't win. Anytime you get out punched like that, especially in the late rounds when when conditioning matters, that proves he's not elite. That's a fact. All facts. Ain't no cap in that. But he's a Hall of Famer though. Great legendary career. Like I said, we're not taking that away. But we understand there's levels to this, and he's not on the highest level. That's all. That's all. Thing that bugs me though is people that actually know how to box and they know what they're doing, they're getting criticized for that. They're getting called boring. And I just don't feel that shit. And I feel like I gotta speak out on that. So that's why I did this video and shit, because like I said, knockouts is great and all that. We like that, but nigga, ain't nothing wrong with going in there and schooling a nigga and sending him home with an L. That shit is not boring. If you're a real boxing fan, you could appreciate that. And most fighters that fight like that win. Like, think about it. In the history of boxing, the majority of fighters that actually fight like that, they win their fights. They win the majority of their fights. It be the guys that don't do that. That's what we taking L's, getting knocked out, getting beat up, getting hit more than they do. Guys that actually box for real, they actually win the majority of their fights. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just hard. I just don't see how people can hate on that. But it is what it is. People in the YTBC, they fucked up. They fucked up. They fucked up. I just don't see how you can do that. You said IBFP is live. You gonna go on there? Because I ain't fucking with that clown ass nigga. Because I already know. I already gave y'all the truth about IBFP. It's hard to respect a dude like that. Nigga's a snake. And then it's like, then what I don't understand is 90% of your lives is just you trolling and y'all trolling each other and very little talk about boxing. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like y'all niggas ain't even saying, y'all niggas ain't chopping it up for real. But just overall, that's a trash. Like, I ain't fucking with that shit. I probably won't even click on that shit and hear what the niggas are saying. I don't listen to none of that shit. All that shit garbage. You said, I've never seen this person before, but they're asking me, what the fuck is your beef with Carlos 721? Who's Carlos 721? I'm dead serious. Who? I don't know no Carlos who's 721. It's either somebody I don't know or I forgot about. Wait. You talking about that Puerto Rican dude? Okay, yeah. I don't remember having a problem with him. I don't know what I be saying about Carlos. I forgot all about that dude. I don't got no problem with that dude. I never talked to him. I don't know. I don't even know if he be talking shit about me. I don't even know. So I don't know what problem I would have with him. That would be weird. That's a guy I literally never talked to before. I have no idea. You hate him and grouped him in with everyone you disagree with. You said I hate him. Let me say this. I don't like. Well, you trying to like now you got me rehashing shit or whatever. But whatever. I never really had no conversation with Carlos. So when I said I hate him, I said that because he be on the panel with them. Because I don't even talk to him. Never ever talk to him about nothing. I don't really know much about him. All I know is he's a biased Puerto Rican dude. But everybody else, yeah, I meant that shit. I can't stand them dudes. All them niggas is bitches. I don't fuck with them. But I don't really feel like rehashing that shit though, because everybody knows I don't like them guys. So it don't make sense to keep repeating that shit. Everybody knows that. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna go on their live, but I'm predicting what it's gonna be about. They're gonna be talking bullshit about Terrence Crawford. They're gonna be hating on David Benavidez. They're gonna be glazing Latino fighters. I'm already predicting what they're gonna be doing. And I'm not gonna click on their video or not listen to none of that shit. You did what I'm saying? And I'm already guessing. It's the same bullshit over and over again. And niggas saying gay shit to each other. All that troll shit. You said there it is because he roots for his own, huh? So my issue with that is now when I was sticking up for black fighters that were unfairly criticized, right? They were saying I was rooting for my own and they were criticizing me for that, right? But the vibe I get is Latinos feel like it's okay to root for their own, but if you root for your own, you're a race fan. Because everybody knows the Latino fan base, that's the biggest race fan. Those are the biggest race fans in boxing. Everybody knows that. You dig? They're always complaining when black people support their fighters, but then they support their fighters and it's okay. So it's like, it's hard to respect that shit. It's just hard to respect that shit. But let me go in here and get something to eat, though. I was just going to wrap this shit up. It's a good thing everybody jumped off because I'm about to go in here and get something to eat. So let me let y'all go. So I'm gone. I'll be back later with some more shit.